What's up guys, and welcome to today's new video on my $150 per day free Instagram strategy to kickstart your Shopify e-commerce business. And I used this strategy in the past, and I know someone doing this very successfully with much more than just $150 in sales per day. It is quite a lot of work, and it also takes a lot of time. That's why I'm personally not using it anymore. But especially if you run on a low budget, or if you have no money for your marketing in the first place, then the strategy can be very powerful for you to grow your sales for free. So what's inside? As I said, take some time. It won't happen overnight. You will need at least a couple of weeks, but more likely a couple of months. Of course, there are ways to accelerate it. Of course, you can combine it with paid advertising to see results much quicker. But just so you know, this is nothing that you implement and you will be super successful within 3 days or so. This being said, guys, let's get right started with the things that you need, your requirements. So first of all, you should have a niche store in place. So it's highly recommended to have a niche store with a certain topic. It can be a very broad topic. It can be a topic like sports, it can be fashion, but it shouldn't be a general store, because then it is very complicated. The more niche, the better. So if you have something like hiking or pets or something like this, which is actually quite broad, but if you have a topic that is very popular on Instagram, or where you have enough content on Instagram, this helps a lot. And a niche store is definitely highly appreciated and highly recommended here. An Instagram account, I mean, for sure, you need an Instagram business account for this whole strategy to work. You need you should have a tool like Buffer or Hootsuite, which helps you to plan your content ahead so that you can, set up some pictures today and you deliver them over the next week, so that you don't always have to do it with your phone every single day. And then, last but not least, something that I don't really recommend, and I don't use it myself, but I know that sooner or later you will stumble upon all those Instagram growth bots, etc. This is why I put it in red, because you can technically use it. I don't really recommend it because you risk getting your account banned and getting some other problems, but I know that a lot of people use them and they use them successfully. So decide for yourself whether you want to use one of those follower bots that, they just go ahead, they follow other accounts in your niche and then they unfollow them again, etc. Decide for yourself if you want to use them. I don't really recommend them. So these are your requirements. As you see, definitely not much. You can get all of these done in like half an hour, setting up a quick store, setting up an Instagram account, and connecting Buffer with all these things, etc. Very easy. And then let's move right to the first part of the strategy, which is very straightforward. Set up your IG. So first of all, you should have a profile picture that goes well with your business, of course. I see this a lot, that people have some very random pictures here, and just use one that goes well with your store. It can be, of course, your logo. It can also be like just part of your web design, something like that. Add your website to your IG bio. So you see the first part is actually very easy and straightforward. Add your website to your IG bio. This is important. I still see stores that don't have this, and if you don't have it in your bio, then how can people even get to your page, right? And then come up with your content strategy and content plan, which is actually the second part of the whole strategy. But once you have your IG set up, you should ideally follow a content strategy that should then live by for all times, basically. So if you change your content strategy every 2 weeks, and every 2 weeks your whole IG appearance changes, it's not that helpful to me. Or the ideal thing is if you have one content strategy, one content plan, and also one style that you then follow all the time. So now that you have this done very quick, let's move to the actual part of this video, and this is the content strategy. So for this, the goal, of course, is getting free traffic from IG, which means that you need to get followers that then turn into website visitors, and that then eventually turn into paying customers. Now, if you do the math, of course, this takes a lot of time, because every single follower, let's say every 100th or every 50th follower or so visits your site, maybe less, maybe every 20th or so. But the point is, you have the most followers, then you have way less website visits, and of course way less paying customers. So you need a lot of followers, and you need to be very active on Instagram to make this whole thing work. So you need content to achieve that goal. And the thing is that I recommend that you post 1 to 2 times or even more a day. So what you can do, for example, is posting general pictures from your niche. Let's say you are in the hiking niche. Every single day you post a picture of someone going for a hike, or mountains or famous hiking locations or all these kind of things. There are literally hundreds of thousands or millions of things that you can post in the hiking niche alone. But the point is, you should ideally have one certain style. So probably one color scheme that people can immediately recognize. Also, it makes sense to, for example, at the bottom right, add your logo to every picture, even if it's very small, just so that people see it's your business and your brand, basically. So post a picture every single day, ideally 2 to 3, just because you need to get those followers. And of course, on every single picture, you use all the hashtags that are relevant. So for a hiking post, first of all, you add all the hiking hashtags. You then add hashtags that are, you know, for the individual picture. Let's say you post a mountain, then you say hashtag hiking, hiking gear, mountains, mountain, hill, and all these kind of things, probably, so that you get all those people interested in that topic. You don't add random things like lol or love or something like this. If this doesn't really matter for the picture, you only add hashtags that are relevant for your business, so that people in that space are following you. Then every 5 or 6 posts, you can actually add a product image, and it shouldn't be like an ad image, white background, your product on top. It should be a more organic looking image. So ideally, you get those from your supplier already, or even better, of course, you make them yourself, right? If you can take pictures of your hiking products and you wear them yourself, or in the garden or somewhere exciting, this is of course way better than just posting a picture with a white background. Again, as I told you, it is quite some work. It's not just, you know, just copy and pasting all these kind of things. It will take more than that in order for the strategy to work very well. But the thing is, every 5 or 6 posts, or even 4 to 5 or so, if you really want, you can post some products that go well with your strategy. The whole point here is that you shouldn't spam, right? I see when I look at people's Instagram accounts that they call like business accounts or content accounts, every single post is just a picture of their store, and then they have like 3 likes, and every 10th image probably has a comment. This doesn't take you anywhere. So you have to focus on the real content that people in your niche enjoy, and then you can from time to time talk about products to really get them to your page. And if you make a great product shot, and if you have a good product, then also way more people will visit your page and eventually also buy your stuff. The second part, we're still talking about content here, but this is the $1.80 strategy. And I must say that I have this from Gary Vaynerchuk. Now, actually, I used the strategy in a very similar way myself, but when Gary Vaynerchuk called it the $1.80 strategy, it made a lot of sense. And this is also, so shout outs to him so that you know why I'm using this weird name here. This is how he calls it, and this is something that I highly recommend. Now, you don't have to do exactly this way, but let me tell you what this is about. So you find hashtags and sub hashtags in your niche. Let's talk about hiking again. You can, you know, hiking, or I don't know, mountain hiking. Probably there is a hashtag about this as well, or tons of other stuff. So you find those hashtags. You then pick the top 9 posts of each hashtag. So when you go to a hashtag and I don't know, it has, let's say, 200,000 posts, you see that always on top you have those 9 hottest posts, and then below that you have all the new stuff, like hundreds of thousands of images. But for the hottest, the top 9 posts of each hashtag, you go there and you comment below every single post with a genuine message that can be like helpful or funny or informative, whatever. You can either join like an existing conversation on this post, or you just leave a funny comment or an informative comment. When it comes to hiking, probably some, you know, advice on hiking. If it's a person posting a picture of himself on a mountain or something like that, of course it helps if you're an expert in your niche here. The point is, you should make a comment below each of those top 9 posts. And again, guys, it's not about saying, hey, follow my page, because I don't know about you, but I've never followed a single person just because the person posted like follow me. It's just stupid when I see those bots spamming these messages. So post some real content. Every now and then, of course, you can post a good comment, and then in the last sentence say something like, hey, if you want to learn more, then follow me. But the point is, if you really post good content and you really engage in these conversations, people will automatically have a look at your profile and eventually follow you. So saying follow me is actually very counterproductive, so don't do that at all. Now, why is this called the $1.80 strategy? Very straightforward, because if you do this with 10 hashtags per day, which means 10 hashtags times 9 posts times your 2 cents, right? Because you're leaving your 2 cents on them, it's $1.80. So a little strange, and yeah, just a good way to remember this strategy and why it makes so much sense and how it really looks like. 10 hashtags per day times 9 posts per day times your 2 cents equals $1.80. So this is a very powerful strategy, and you already guessed it, it's quite a lot of work and takes quite some time, because technically you need at least, I would say, 1 hour to maybe even 2 hours for this. If you really do it with those 90 comments every single day. Maybe if you get into routine, it's a little quicker, but the point is, this strategy is great if you really have almost no money to invest, and then these things that take a lot of work are actually helpful for you and your business. So think about it. Think about using this $1.80 strategy as part 3. And then part 4 is cross promotion. So what you can do is you can find similar sized pages in your niche. Let's say you have 5,000 subscribers. You can reach out to pages of between like 2 and maybe 10,000 subscribers, and you can ask them, hey, want to do a cross promotion? And then you post a great picture of this profile, and they do the same. The thing is, again, don't make it look like scam. Spam. Don't make it look like spam and just, you know, post 5 different pages every single day. It should be something strategic with pages that are similar to yours, where you just give each other more followers to your pages. So ask them to post about you and you post about them. It's actually very simple, very straightforward. If you have some followers already, like at least 1,000 or 2,000 or so, then this will get much easier. Of course, the more followers you get, the easier it will actually get. But it's a very simple strategy. I mean, cross promotion, everyone knows how to do that. You just go ahead and you send them a message, and that's basically it. So let's have a look at what we did so far, and then some final notes on that. So you have your IG setup, you post content daily, you comment on other posts daily with the $1.80 strategy, and you ask for cross promotions. The thing here, as I said, is to always have the content in mind, and to always remember that you are not there to spam. So as soon as you're only doing that simple spamming and simple, hey, follow me and do this and check my page, this won't work. Then use stories to tell more about your business. So when you have all those organic posts, right? I mean, even if you don't post any product on your actual gallery, you can still use stories in order to get people to your page. So what many successful brands do, and what also this guy that I told you about in the very beginning, what he does is he still posts daily, but then in his stories he talks about his products. So either himself using them or just photos or videos of his products. And the people that are following him because of his content, they are of course also viewing his stories, and in his stories he's then promoting his stuff. Now, this doesn't mean that your stories are pure advertising, because also in your stories you should post content as well. But the point is that in your stories you can put your products, you can then link people to your site as soon as you have 10,000 followers. But even before that, you can just say you find more products like these by checking the link in my bio, etc. So use stories strategically to promote products, to push more content. You will see that if you do all this correctly, and if you have great content, then a lot of people will actually view your story, and it becomes very, very powerful. Do giveaways for a subscriber push. So giveaways on Instagram can be very powerful if you have a niche store about a very specific topic. Again, we talk about hiking, and you give away some, I don't know, great hiking jacket or backpack or sticks or whatever you have in this niche, and you tell people, hey, want to win this awesome $150 hiking backpack, then join our giveaway here. Just tag 3 of your friends and like this post and follow us, and you will see that if you do this the right way, and if you have some sort of initial audience already and you make it believable, then you can literally get thousands of followers from a single giveaway. I think the biggest giveaway that I did with a partner so far, they were in the cosmetic space, and I believe that with one giveaway, I mean, it was a big one, they were giving away products worth, I think, $1,000 roughly, but they gained way over 25,000 followers from that. So they were At some point, small influencers were participating as well and talking about that. So with the giveaway, you can literally get hundreds or thousands or even tens of thousands of subscribers if you do it well. So I recommend that you show a picture of the product somewhere, laying around somewhere, and again, not just a white background image, because then it doesn't look that well. But giveaways can be a great push for your following. And then in the end, use regular promotions to help getting sales. If you you can go ahead and you can basically say, well, now we have a promotion for 50% off running for 2 more days, and you can post it in your bio and in your story, and also make a post about it where you say, hey, from now on 30% off for the next 2 days. And people see it, and especially if you previously focused on content mainly, then these promotions get very powerful. If you do this every single day, of course nobody cares, but if you are mostly about content and then every now and then you post a promotion on your feed, then it will really grab people's attention if they are interested in your niche. Again, guys, this is why you should absolutely focus on a niche store and a niche Instagram, and not just something posting all kind of products. Then this whole strategy doesn't really work that well. So yeah, this is basically a way that requires a lot of time and work, but you can do it with zero money. If you want to cut this, if you want to get results quicker, of course you can also throw money and you can pay for advertising. You can boost your Instagram account with like story ads, with other Instagram ads. You can, the more money you put in, basically the quicker and the more you can accelerate this whole process. But I find this one of the best ways to get sales and build a long-term business now in late 2018 if you have almost no money to spend, because Instagram has way better organic reach than Facebook, and it's also gonna get down, so you should really keep this in mind.